Greetings, Elder Blacklight. I'm going to name this series of lectures or teachings is going to be called Born to be Rulers. And the reason why, I don't know, I just can't let uh, my woman see me not standing up for myself. You know, our black women, I'm talking to the brothers and some sisters, our black women know that the white man is in charge. Why do they know this? I tell you why. Because it is. Because it is. Who face you see on your money? You see what I'm saying? So this is one of the reasons why Master Farad Muhammad came looking like a Caucasian, but actually is a black man. There's a whole lot of brothers and sisters look Caucasian, but their daddies were black. Some of them was black as night, and they come out looking white. Yeah. He came to the black bottom, though. He didn't go to the white people. Like some of our brothers and sisters that look Caucasian, they pass for white. They got several movies out. I Pass for White and so forth. Imitation of Life, where mostly the women, they cross over to the white side and live their lives as being Caucasian because they know there's privileges over there until someone finds out that they are really black. So I just can't, let nobody drive me, chauffeur me. You know, I don't like to get on airplanes because or trains because I'm leaving my life in someone else's hands. You know, and they may be drunk, crazy. Well, that's this government. The government supposed to be set up to serve the people, but they're not serving their own people. They're definitely not serving the black man. So we're gonna, you know what I'm saying? You ever had to ride with somebody maybe your car was down or something, or maybe you just needed a ride from a friend or whatever, and he drive too fast, too careless, you know, and you feel kind of threatened. I mean, well, just imagine yourself in the hands of a reckless, uh, savage maniac that likes to kill and likes to destroy nature. He don't know what nature's about and how if he be good to nature, nature will be good to him. And he creates weapons in the laboratory like viruses, you know. So when they made this Constitution, America was on the gold standard. Then, around 1910, Congress adopted the Federal Reserve Act. And from that, they got off the gold standards, but they got gold somewhere. Now, y'all might call this a conspiracy theory, but I call it common sense. I want y'all to check out something.
In 1944, the Bretton Woods system was established to replace the gold standard with the US dollar as the global currency. The system ended in 1971 when President Nixon broke the gold peg, but the US dollar remains its global dominance. Over the last 75 years, how the world has changed, what is the Chinese yuan's role in the global monetary system, and how likely will Facebook's Libra change the US dollar's dominance? To discuss these issues and more, I'm happy to be joined in the studio by Mr. Liu Zhiqing, Senior Fellow with the Chongyang Institute for Financial Studies at Renmin University of China. We shall also speak to Dimitri Simakas, Professor of Financial Economics at the University of Oxford by Skype. Professor James Note, a Senior Fellow at World Policy Institute in Shanghai, and Ms. Maria Demertis, Deputy Director of Bruegel in Brussels, both via satellite. That's our topic. This is Dialogue. I'm Pan Dong. So, Mr. Liu, we know that since the collapse of the Bretton Woods system, the world entered the era of floating exchange rate mechanism. Let's start with a more current sense. Do you think this system is facing major problems right now?
I think so. I think there's a mechanism of this system is now facing great challenges since ever it happened. Because in the 75 years, many things have been greatly changed, especially globalization in the past 2 decades has changed a lot in fundamental, especially in the monetary policy making and the monetary exchange, especially in the capital market. There are a lot of fundamentals that changed a lot. So I think the older system should be modified or should be improved to adapt the new currency demand in the new era. Actually, the 2 major demands or challenges are facing by us. First is whether the diversify the currency could be implemented in today's system. This is a very challengeable problem for everyone.
Sorry, you said diversify the currency. You mean the single currency dominance of the international monetary system should be diversified? Are you talking about the dominance of the US dollar?
Yeah, I think we should have a solution that to end the US dollar dominance system. We should have a diversified currency system in today's environment of the globalization, because we need a lot of different alternatives and possibilities to do more business and to improve the business environment. So in this way that we have to see the second challenge we are facing, that all the developing countries, emerging market is now becoming more important. That is a different situation 75 years ago. 75 years ago, all the system is only trying to serve the developed countries or to recover the old traditional powers. They don't have time to pay more attention to the developing area, developing or poor countries. Nowadays, I think the major power of the economic world is more or less dominated by the developing countries. So we should have a new system that how to meet the demands of this developing market.
So I hope you could understand what he was saying. He was saying that they need a new system, money system. Now, maybe this coronavirus is a lead into a money system. I think it's going to be implanted. Could these, when you take the test for the corona see if you got corona. Could they inject some type of chip into you? Or if you take a shot for the coronavirus, can this be a test? Are we being like in a big laboratory? And you see how they are regulating the money system, the Federal Reserve. And the school system, I believe there's going to be a time when all schools are going to be online anyway. Why I say that is because less maintenance of these old buildings, less maintenance of the new buildings. Supplies, you don't have to worry about supplying the schools with toilet paper and soap and pencils and whatever. The overhead is going to be, if you go to school online, the overhead is going to be up to the single household, the household. And the teachers will teach at the house. They're saving money. So they're trying to see what they could put online, what kind of businesses that's really that will really behoove the general public, or really be an asset to the general public. Because we already know that the Illuminati run the Federal Reserve. I'm going to continue this, just think about what I'm saying. I'm going to add more on to this as we go. This is Black Light saying, stay blessed and stay up and stay in tune.